Hello viewers. In this video, I'm sharing latest Windows Server interview questions and its answers which are being asked in year 2024. Keep watching my videos for latest updates in interview patterns. Subscribe to my channel and click on notification bell for latest video updates. Let's begin with the video.
Question 11. After renewing certificate on IIS server, web browser still shows old certificate. How to fix it? Answer. Clear web browser history, cache memory, and retry the IIS URL and the browser will reflect with new certificate. Question 12. What could be reasons for OS performance issue? Answer. 1. Make sure we have latest patches and device drivers on system. 2. Only open apps which you will be using to keep cache memory free for fast processing. 3. Set the virtual memory page file size to automatically. 4. Check low disk space and free up space. In performance options, under tab Visual Effects, select option Adjust for best performance. 6. Disable unnecessary startup programs. 7. Scan system with virus protection to ensure no virus or malware slowing down system performance. 8. Run check disk scan, that is CHKDSK scan, to check if any hardware related issue is being detected. We can use additional switches like CHKDSK/F for scanning and repairing logical file system and CHKDSK/R for scanning and repairing bad sectors on selected partition. Question 13. What is minidump error and what is its location? Answer. Minidump error is an error message. It is created when system encounter blue screen of death BSOD error. The minidump file is not created by default. To create minidump file, go to System Properties, go to Advanced tab, then click on Startup and Recovery Settings button. Under System Failure, select option, write an event to system log, and we can set path to save dump file. We can also deselect option Automatically Restart in case we don't want system to get restarted when BSOD error gets generated. Question 14. What is WSUS and what are the things to remember in WSUS? Answer. Windows Server Update Service WSUS is an role in Windows Server operating systems. WSUS allows to approve and push updates over the network to all clients without them connecting directly to internet. Configure client local policy setting to get updates from WSUS server. Configuration/policies/administrative templates/Windows components/Windows update. Right-click the Configure Automatic Updates setting and then select Edit. In the Configure Automatic Updates dialog box, select Enable. Under Options, from the Configure Automatic Updating list, select Option 3 Auto Download and Notify for Install, and then select OK. Right-click the Specify Intranet Microsoft Update Service Location setting, and then select Edit. In the Specify Intranet Microsoft Update Service Location dialog box, select Enable. Under Options, in the Set the Intranet Update Service for detecting updates and set the Intranet Statistics server options, type http:// your WSUS server FQDN: port number, and then select OK. As Windows clients refresh their computer policies, the default group policy refresh setting is 90 minutes, and when a computer restarts, computers start to appear in WSUS. Now that clients are communicating with the WSUS server, create the computer groups that align with your deployment rings. Create computer groups in the WSUS Administration Console. Open the WSUS Administration Console. Go to server name/computers/all computers and then select Add Computer Group. Type Test Computer for the name and then select Add. Now that the groups have been created, add the computers to the computer group. When new computers communicate with WSUS, they appear in the unassigned computers group. From there, we can add computers to their correct groups. Configure client-side targeting. In the Group Policy Management Editor, go to Computer Configuration/Policies/Administrative Templates/Windows Components/Windows Update. Right-click Enable Client-Side Targeting, and then select Edit. In the Enable Client-Side Targeting dialog box, select Enable. In the target group name for this computer box, type Test Computers. This is the name of the deployment group in WSUS to which these computers will be added. In GPMC, select the WSUS Client Targeting Policy. Select the Scope tab. Under Security Filtering, remove the default Authenticated Users Security group and then add the Test Computers group. Automatically approve and deploy feature updates. In the WSUS Administration Console, go to Update Services/Server Name/Options and then select Automatic Approvals. On the Update Rules tab, select New Rule. In the Add Rule dialog box, select the When an update is in a specific classification, when an update is in a specific product, and set a deadline for the approval check boxes. Similarly, configure Step 2 and 3 in New Rule window. Now, whenever Windows Client feature updates are published to WSUS, they'll automatically be approved for the Test Computer group. Similarly, security and critical updates also can be approved for target groups. Question 15. What is vulnerability remediation? Answer. Vulnerability remediation is the process of addressing system security weaknesses. The steps include the following. Discover, identify vulnerabilities through testing and scanning. Prioritize, classify the vulnerabilities and assess the risk. Remediate, block, patch, remove components, or otherwise address the weaknesses. Monitor, continue monitoring for new vulnerabilities and weaknesses. Tools used could be like Qualys, Nessus, so on. Question 16. What are the ways to migrate file server data from old server to new server? Answer. We can use third-party license tool. We can use Microsoft Storage Migration Service to migrate file server data. But my favorite way is to use robocopy command to migrate file server data from old server to new server. Using robocopy command, we can retain all users' security permissions as well with the data on new server. To copy all files and folders with robocopy, we will need to specify the parameter /e. This will copy all files and folders from the given directory. If you also want to copy all attributes as well, for example, NTFS permissions or owner attributes, then also add the /copy all parameter as well. Robocopy d:/source folder space f:/destination folder space /e space /copy all. Mirror files. When you want to mirror a complete directory, then you can use the robocopy mirror parameter. Mirror will make sure that the destination folder is completely the same as the source. Robocopy d:/test files space c:/temp test files space /mir. Question 17. What are the options to recover server from backup in physical servers? Answer. Recovering VMs is pretty straightforward. Let's see what are the options for physical servers. Option 1. Bare metal recovery. This method we can use only if the backup of server is taken using bare metal recovery option. Bare metal recovery backup allows you to back up OS files and all data except user data on critical volumes. Recovery process is fluent if the recovery is done on same physical hardware from which backup is taken. In case we attempt to restore server on new physical hardware, it may fail because new server hardware may not be identical and it may not support backed up server to restore. Option 2. Install required OS on bare metal server. Install drivers and patches and domain join it as it was previously, then restore backup of server from backup server to physical server. Option 3. Use licensed third-party software, which are intelligent enough to handle possible different hardware dissimilarities. Option 4. If old server is 2016 and want to restore backup on new hardware server which only supports restore of OS 2019 and later, then in such scenario, we can install Hyper-V role on same new physical server and restore old 2016 OS server on VM and upgrade VM OS to 2019 and verify server is functioning well as expected. Now we can take full bare metal server backup again and erase OS from physical server and restore new upgraded 2019 OS server to newly erased physical server. Question 18. How to enable logging of crash dump logs? Answer. A crash dump, also known as a dump file, is a file that is containing the digital record of a recent crash on your machine. By default, these files are not enabled on Windows. So to enable it, we have to make required registry entries on below path. HKey local machine /software /Microsoft /Windows / dump file location path will be as below after making required registry entries. Start go to run type %local app data %/crash dumps click OK. Question 19. What is RAID and types of RAID? Answer. Redundant array of independent drives RAID. It is a technology that is used to increase the performance and or reliability of data storage. RAID 0 is called stripping. RAID 1 is called mirroring. RAID 5 is called stripping with parity. RAID 6 is called stripping with double parity. RAID 10 is called combining mirroring and stripping. Question 20. What is terminal server and types of features? Answer. Windows Client OS only allows one user to log in to device at a time. Whereas in Windows Server OS, it allows two users to log in to server at any given point of time. Imagine a scenario where more than one or two user is required to log in to a desktop client or server at any given point of time. Terminal server allows multiple users to log in to a client desktop or server machine at once. Each user session is isolated from other sessions and runs independently, even if they are using the same applications. It is a role-based installation. Open Server Manager. Click Manage and select Add Roles and Features. Select Role-based or Feature-based installation. Select the computer as the destination server. On the Select Server Roles page, select Remote Desktop Services. On the Select Role Services page, select the Remote Desktop Licensing and Remote Desktop Session Host Role Services. Continue the installation. Select default values for the remaining settings. Edit local policy. Computer configuration /administrative templates /Windows components /remote desktop services /remote desktop session host /licensing /use the specified remote desktop license servers. Enable it and mention localhost as license server. Computer configuration /administrative templates /Windows components /remote desktop services /remote desktop session host /licensing /set the remote licensing mode. Enable it and select per device. Now, go to Remote Desktop Licensing Manager and activate the server. In the Activation Wizard, click Next, leave the connection method as Automatic Connection. Select the Enterprise Agreement license and click Next. Enter the agreement number and click Next. Specify the version, in our case Windows Server 2019, the type of license RDS per device call. And set the number of licenses, click Next. and then we wait for the installation to finish. RDS features are as mentioned below. RD licensing, RD session host, RD connection broker, RD web access, RD gateway, RD virtualization host. Stay tuned in for next upcoming video series of recent interview questions asked by interviewers in 2024. All the best for your interview. We will help you to be prepared with latest unexpected question series and you will be able to answer them successfully.